Hello and welcome to this mixed media seascape painting tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you a fun and creative way to explore mark making and composition in your sketchbook. No drawing or planning required. So let's get right into it. I'm using a smooth mixed media sketchbook for this painting, and as long as we're not working a lot of wet on wet technique, this paper would work just fine for this piece. I start by painting the sky using my flat 1/2 inch watercolor brush. The color that I'm using here is cerulean blue chromium, and I also mixed a very warm but very light color to bring some warmth to the sky. I mixed this color using a touch of pink and raw sienna. And I also added more pink at the bottom of the sky, so near the horizon, just because I know that I'm going to be painting some green shapes later on at the center of the painting, so around the horizon. And this very light red pinkish color adds a very nice contrast because it's a complementary color to green. I also mixed a kind of a muted down burnt sienna. I added a touch of raw sienna to my burnt sienna to mute it down and also make it much lighter, and I use that line as a lead-in in my composition to bring our viewer attention towards our focal area. And I also made some expressive marks using a kind of a olive green but much vibrant, so I added some lemon yellow to my olive green to make it a little bit lighter and more vibrant. And now it's time to paint some main shapes for the water. The first color at the top is aqua green, and at the bottom is just a bluish purple. These two colors are semi-complementary as well, but you can use your favorite colors or any other turquoise or even blue to paint the sea. This isn't supposed to be a realistic painting, so feel free to use a different color or change the shapes as you like. I basically just look at my reference photo, and all the shapes that I see, I try to represent those shapes in more interesting shapes. Like if I see a green patch in the background, I try to make that shape look more interesting and abstract. So an abstract shape is a shape that if you put an imaginary line in the center of it, the right hand side and the left hand side of it look noticeably different. So in that way, if you are complete beginners and sometimes you're stuck and you don't know how to make a more beautiful looking shape, this is a really nice rule basically to create a more pleasant shape. I paint all this wet on dry, and once I paint a layer for a shape, I move to a different shape so that I can work on the whole painting at the same time. I don't want to stay in one small area and neglect all the other shapes and areas of the painting. That way you will have more you'll have a better harmony throughout the whole painting, and your painting is more cohesive. This is the next day that I looked at my painting with fresh eyes, and I noticed that I wanted to add a touch of bluish purple at the farthest parts of the water to create a better sense of depth for the painting, and also add a few more touches and add more details for the house that is our focal area, the white house with the dark area around it, which, as you can see, has the highest value contrast in the painting. I'm now just trying to make some more marks using my pastel sticks, and just making sure that while I'm having so much fun making these marks and trying to create more energy and movement into the painting, I'm trying to make sure that I'm avoiding overworking my painting, because it's just so easy to get really excited, and if you do a few marks that you really like and you try to do a few more, and that just easily can overwork a painting and create a more chaotic look. But this is a really fun and exciting way of painting. You don't really have to do so much planning like traditional watercolors, and of course I'll still do my usual and traditional watercolor tutorials as well sometimes, but this is a great way for beginners to learn the language of painting without having to fight the medium and have that basically delay the process of them learning these rules and techniques to become better at painting. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. If you give it a try, please let me know how it goes, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy painting!